All right, it's week 2 of PS2-1, Newton's third law. So today's Monday, April 20th. Today's lesson is going to be about drones. So can you think of some uses of drones? Well, obviously, a lot of people think of it more as a toy, because those are the ones you can probably buy. There's FPV, first-person view drones, and there's regular drones you can fly around. They're trying to make drones that can deliver things, so maybe Amazon or stuff like that can use it to deliver instead of having the trucks drive to your house. You can even use it for search and rescue. So if someone's stuck in a forest or stuck on top of a mountain, you can use it to communicate with them, maybe drop them supplies and stuff like that. And just recently, Hawaii has been using drones to remind people to not loiter so much on the beaches. So you're able to go into the water, maybe swim, go surfing, but then after that you need to head on back home to maintain the social distancing and stuff like that. So how do drones help us show Newton's third law? Well, once again, it's every force has an equal and opposite force. And so drones are a great example of it, because what the drones do is when the drone pushes the air down, the air pushes the drone up. So just like last week when we talked about swimming, how a swimmer will push the water back and the water will push the swimmer forward. In this case, the drone pushes a lot of air down. That's why they have to spin really fast. That's why those propellers spin really fast. And so the more air you push down, the more the air is going to push your drone up. So if you think about that, a drone won't work in outer space because there's no air to push. But a drone works fine in regular Earth atmosphere because there's a lot of air to push. So let's watch a quick video about the different motions of a drone. He's going to talk about how the drone goes up and down, how the drone can spin, how the drone can go forward, and how the drone can go left and right.
So I'm just going to look at the simple physics of how drones fly. Okay, so this drone is a quadcopter, which has 4 rotors that are all connected to individual motors, allowing them to move at different speeds. The 2 diagonal rotors will rotate clockwise, while the other 2 diagonal motors will rotate anti-clockwise. The 2 opposite rotations balance out and keep the drone steady. When the rotors spin together, they push down on the air, and the air pushes back up on the rotors. When the rotors spin fast, the drone lifts up into the sky, and when the rotors slow down, the drone will descend towards the ground. And hopefully not the water. Drones don't fly so well in water. When you want the drone to turn, you slow down 2 of the diagonal motors and you speed up the other 2 diagonal motors. Remember how the motors next to each other are spinning in opposite directions. So by slowing down 2 going one direction and speeding up 2 going the other direction, the lift will remain constant so the drone doesn't change height, but the angular momentum is increased so the drone will turn in place. If you want the drone to move forwards or backwards, you slow down 2 rotors on one side of the drone and speed up the 2 rotors on the other side. The drone will tip slightly towards the slower side and move in that direction. Hey, we're moving forward. If you want to move sideways or backwards, we just use the same principle on the other sides of the drone.
So as you saw in the video, the drone has different motions. The thrust or the throttle allows it to push down on the air, and then the air will push it up. If he wants to spin, what he does is he slows down some of the propellers but speeds up the other ones, and what that does is it allows the drone to spin. That's called yaw. Going forward and backwards, he slows down the front ones and speeds up the back ones, so it's going to pitch forward and backwards. And lastly, if he wants to go side to side, he slows down 2 of them on one side, and it allows that to push that way. So a drone is able to do this because it's able to push a lot of air. Now, if you try to do this, if you're floating in the air, it's going to be really hard for you to move because your body isn't able to push air. Birds have wings. Think about how big those wings are. Bats have wings. They can push a lot of air, but our body isn't designed to push a lot of air. So here's a video from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when he drinks the bubbly drink, but then he realizes that he can't move or control himself because he's in the air. Okay, see you tomorrow.
I'm a bird!
I'm a plane!
I'm going to high! Hey, Grandpa, I can't get down! Help! Grandpa, the fan!
Stay away from Charlie, it'll chop us to bits! We're in trouble, Charlie! I can't stop!
It's pulling me in!
I can't stop! I can't stop!
What do we do?
Grab hold of something quick!
There
the fan! Oh! Oh! Ooh!